happy Bad Bunny week. Bad Bunny sweeping the Grammy stage. And then Super Bowl this Sunday. What a phenomenal week for the one and only Bad Bunny. Big shout out. Let's talk about the Grammys. The Grammys, historically, having a rough time with certain categories year after year after year. And sometimes it feels like overcompensation. And then other times it feels like they hit it right on the money. I'm torn. Sometimes I get torn. I'll watch the Grammy performances and I'll say to myself, wow, that was incredible. That was like the right decision to make. And then I'll watch some Grammy winners and I'm like, that was kind of tone deaf, right? Infamously, Macklemore winning over Good Kid, Mad City. The tragedy, the travesty. Like, look, if they would have told Macklemore, hey, we need it back, public apology, it would have been justified, okay? But let's see if they got it right this time. Let's see. Let's go through the winners. We're not going to go through all the winners because they announced a lot of people at the Grammys. But we'll go over like the main like winners for the night, right? The Grammys does Grammys for everything, like classical music, Latin pop music, reggae music, African music, right? But like the night like the night televised part. The televised part of the night, that's what I should say. I can't talk today. The televised part of the night is usually like pop culture driven. So let's see what they got it right. Let's go. Best Música Urbana album. Bad Bunny sweeps right off the bat, right? You got J Balvin in there, Feid, Nicki Nicole, Trend, Yandel. Look, J Balvin's great, Feid is great, but like you're not going to be able to compete with the undeniable year that Bad Bunny's had. So, like, super well-deserved. Best Latin pop album, Cancionera, Natalia Lafourcade. Listen to me when I tell you this. That album is incredible. Natalia Lafourcade is so good. Like, so good. Voice of an Angel, I mean, well-deserved. But going up against some heavy hitters, though, like Alejandro Sanz, classic veteran. You got Karol G, who had a phenomenal year also. Raul Alejandro. That's going to get the baddies in a mess. That's going to get the baddies really, really, really upset that Raul Alejandro did not win. But I think Natalia Lafourcade is a true artist. So I'm not really mad that Natalia won. Good job. Let's see. Best folk album. I'm With Her. Beating out Jesse Wells, Jason Isbell, Patty Griffin, Rhiannon Giddens. Look, here, I will say this 100%. Jason Isbell is probably the best songwriter in the last 15 years. And I say that with all of my chest. Like, you have no idea how good of a songwriter that man is. That being said, I'm not sure that I categorize him as folk. I probably categorize him more as Americana. However, there's a Venn diagram there of folk, Americana, and country also. But he also has a very specific quarrel against country music and the business, the industry that is country music. So infamously in his album, The Nashville Sound, he's created a lot of great country music, in my opinion, and I think more country music should take note from him. But so I understand why this is probably in the folk album. I would have chosen Foxes in the Snow as opposed to I'm With Her, but they have had a good year, so I'm not entirely upset. Jason Isbell is just top tier for me. Let's see. Best Contemporary Blues Album. Look, listen. The fact that people are still getting Grammys for blues music is kind of unreal. As a guitarist, I'm a big blues guy. I'm a big blues head. Look, as you can see. Stevie. I got a Gretsch over here. Big blues guy. So, I've listened to all of these albums, and Robert Randolph, without a doubt. I mean, without question. As much as I like Eric Gales also, and as much as I like Joe Bonamassa as a guitarist, it's hard to beat the blues, the real blues essence that comes with a Robert Randolph performance. So well deserved. A traditional blues album: Buddy Guy, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Maria Muldaur, Taj Mahal. Look, the fact that all these legends are still making music these days is kind of unreal. Buddy Guy, undisputable legend. He's the guy that comes out at the end of Sinners as the grown version of the young man that played guitar in the whole movie. Complete Chicago legend, polka dot guitar. But Buddy, if you get all the Grammys in the world, I'm not gonna be mad at you, dude. You well deserved. Don't know anything about bluegrass, so Billy Strings, I believe that you well deserved. However, I do see Alison Krauss on here, and I will say, without a doubt, Alison Krauss has got the most angelic voice that you've probably ever heard, and that is undisputed. What a heaven sent, that woman. Best Americana album. See, this is where I would have put Jason Isbell, and I don't see him here. So John Batiste, good for you, dude. He's incredible. I see Willie Nelson on there. I see Larkin Poe on here. Molly Tuttle, she's phenomenal. Also, I would have probably loved to see Jason Isbell in this category because I think he embodies that a lot more. But I mean, John Batiste, man, the GOAT. Best American Roots Song, Ancient Light. I would have given it to Foxes in the Snow. Foxes in the Snow has this like a very old school, like strut kind of a feel right off the top. And the lyrics are great. The imagery he's just so great with imagery, dude. I'll have to check out Ancient Light, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Should I ever talk about music again on this channel? Best Contemporary Country Album. See, this is where you start to kind of get like really in the weeds of what country is. And I know that Jelly Roll won. I know that he gave a speech. And also, side note, I know like a lot of like right-wing side of the rabbit hole were posting the fact that Jelly Roll said that talked about God and he thanked God, or he went up there with a Bible or something. I don't know what he did, right? Some performative bullshit. But here's what I will say. The urge that right-wingers get to make everything about their politics is nothing short of narcissistic behavior. Like nothing short of it. Because to assume that the rest of there are categories that are about Christian music. And almost everybody that I saw on there is probably progressive or liberal. And it's the whole category about God, my guy. So to tote this contemporary country album as the poster child for what religious people need to be doing, as if most of the people in that room aren't Christian. It's kind of pathetic. I'm sorry. So if you happen to be one of those people that posted that shared Jelly Roll's clip of him up there, get out of the cult, man. Just do your best. One step at a time. We'll meet you on the other side. Traditional country album, Zach Top. I mean, you could have smelled that coming from a mile away. You could have seen that. You could have seen that. Zach Top has really embodied the like subculture of Texas deep pocket country. And it has propelled it into the mainstream. This is where I think the advent of streaming services and social media has really done a good service to some of these artists that are so niche that wouldn't necessarily have gotten the time of day and or the national play that they would have gotten even 10 years ago. I think that's great because Zach Top is really good. He's got the image, he's got the look, he's got the swag, he's got the essence and the vibe, and he sounds not like he's trying to appeal to Nashville, which is really great. What else? Best country song, period. Tyler Childers. Good job, dude. See, I didn't even see this. I didn't even see this part. But Tyler Childers, so great, dude. He's a phenomenal artist. That Fiddle album that he came out with, top tier. And I also remember the time where I watched that one music video about the coal miners while I was getting my haircut, and I'm like bawling in the barbershop. I'm blaming you, Tyler. Why'd you have to do that? Country duo performance. Ooh. A song to sing, Lambert and Chris Stapleton. The legend, Reba McEntire is on here. Margot Price and Tyler, George Strait and Chris Stapleton. And who ends up winning? Amen by Shabuzi and Jelly Roll. This is a tough category, guys. You got the King of Country, George Strait, arguably, with Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton again with Miranda Lambert for the girlies. Reba McEntire, Miranda Lambert, and Lainey Wilson for every generation of the girlies. Man, shout out to Shabuzi. I know Nashville is, constantly giving him a hard time, so it sucks for that. But shout out to Shabuzi, man. Let's see. Let's keep going. Best country solo performance, Chris Stapleton from the F1 movie. That makes sense. Nose to the Grindstone, old song. But, I mean, anybody could have taken it in this category, and I don't think you could have been mad. I mean, realistically speaking. Let's see. Best traditional pop vocal album. All right, let's get into the controversies. Best traditional pop vocal. You have Laffy. Is that how you say it? Lafue? Laffy? Whatever. The jazz phenom. You have Gaga, Jennifer Hudson, Elton John, and Brandi Carlile, which is kind of crazy. That duo right there is crazy. And then you have Barbra Streisand. Listen. I'm gonna say Laffy. She is a sensation, and she plays jazz standards in her own way. So in like the super big nerdy music fan in me is like, man, well deserved, right? But this is one of those conversations where, like, are they making decisions off of hype, or are they making decisions off of quality? For you to decide. It's rough. You guys can be the judges of that. I have no stake in this game either, although I would have been really happy if I would have seen Elton John and Brandi Carlile won, and even Jennifer Hudson. Good for her. I mean, vocals for days. Let's see. Alternative jazz album. Are we jazz fans? Talk to me, degenerates. Are we jazz fans? Nate Smith won, but I mean, Robert Glasper. It's not even close. That would have been my vote. Best Latin jazz album. This whole category is just pretty insane. Mundo Agua is so good. Heavy rotation. I haven't listened to this, but it is a tribute to Nat King Cole. So I assume that they went off. And maybe they like bossa nova and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll give it a listen. Here we go. Best rap album. This was a tough category. Because for me, I would have chosen the Clips. Let God Sort Them Out is an incredible project. I still listen to it. Like, it's heavy on the rotation. Malice, without a doubt, top 5 rapper of 2025. Without a doubt. Like, not even close. GNX, close second for me. However, I'm not mad that they gave it to Kendrick Lamar. Not just for the overcorrection that the Grammys needs to do with Kendrick Lamar because of Macklemore, but the thing about Kendrick Lamar's year is that, like, it was the beef of the century, essentially, like of the the 2000s. Like it was probably the biggest beef in hip hop history. I think it inches out Pac and Biggie. And what Kendrick Lamar was able to do at that moment is nothing short of extraordinary. GNX as a musical landscape offers such a unique, actually, I wouldn't even say unique. It offers such a great insight into California subculture hip hop. You're talking G-Funk. You're talking the Crumpers, the Poppers, the Lockers. You're talking clowning. You're talking the Bay Area step. Like all of these small, unique groups in California that have helped in some way, shape, or form throw in an ingredient to what the West Coast hip hop vibe and fingerprint is inside that album. It is inside GNX in some way, shape, or form. And we've seen Kendrick on some East Coast boom bap beats. We've seen Section 80 had a lot of like traditional hip hop lyrical wordplay kind of thing. Damn had a little bit more pop centric. To Pimp a Butterfly had this, jazz inspired, funk inspired, traditional, get back to the roots influence. So for him, coming from the West Coast, for him to jump on Mustard beats, to have Debbie Deb as the sample for a single. I mean, as somebody who spent a good amount of time on the West Coast, and as somebody that comes from underground hip hop dancing, break dancing, house music, house dancing, popping, locking, the West Coast thing it's undeniable. So when I heard that album from Tabac, No Skips, it is California through and through. So I'm not mad at the fact that he got Best Rap Album, because you mix that, him honoring his is a victory lap for the West Coast, him honoring where he comes from, and then on the forefront of the incredible moment that he created. I'm not mad at that. Chromacopia was pretty cool. God Does Like Ugly was also pretty cool. Shout out to JID. Shout out to Atlanta in general, because that's a whole different fingerprint of hip hop. But I would have personally gone with Let God Sort Him Out. Not mad that GNX got it. I can't really complain here. Best rap song, TV Off. You know what? It's so funny. I'm looking at the writing credits here, right? It says Jack Antonoff. It's so funny that Jack Antonoff has won Grammys for like with Taylor and with Sabrina, and maybe not with Sabrina, but has produced for Sabrina, and he also now has it for for Kendrick Lamar. I wouldn't have been mad if Anxiety had won this category, best rap song, because just like Kendrick Lamar, Doechii really created some big ripples in her own small sector of the world. Not that it was overshadowed by the beef, but like she really created her own movement. She really made herself be seen. Her project is incredible. Her signings to TDE, being in collaboration with everybody that's on over there in that camp, and then the kind of like, it was a very big cultural moment. I remember being outside, bars, parties, this and that, and like people were really, 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 really gravitating to Anxiety, almost in a bigger way than TV Off, for sure. Because people were jamming to Not Like Us and crazy, but kind of rare that I saw TV Off be like the forefront. Anxiety, though, I heard everywhere. So this is where the Kendrick bias thing starts to come on. But I would have given it to Doechii. My opinion. Don't come for me. Best melodic rap performance, Luther, Somebody Loves Me, Wholeheartedly Proud of Me. Listen. This was essentially Drake versus Kendrick's camp in general. I don't think Jid was going to win this. I don't think Terrace Martin was going to win this either, even though Terrace Martin Your work on To Pimp a Butterfly, immaculate, second to none. Yeah, I think this was the only logical choice, for sure. This was the only logical choice. There was middle schoolers singing Luther. I mean, come on. Best rap performance: Chains and Whips, Darling I, TV Off, Anxiety, Outside. I'm not mad at the Clips winning this. Again, I think Anxiety probably would have inched it out for me, only because of the crossover appeal. Chains and Whips, the Clips, was like a very nostalgic moment for people that were around in the early 2000s when grinding was out and the Clips were a force of nature. So for people that are my age that are into hip hop in that kind of way, it was like, oh my God, yes, right? It's a great moment, right? And then Kendrick Lamar being in that as a preview and the rollout, and it was great. But again, Anxiety, Doechii crossed over in a way that we haven't seen. So I'm kind of bummed that she didn't get it. Although I'm not mad. Just it's a hard category. Best R&B album. This is hard. Of course, Leon Thomas, great year. Mutt, the single, so good. Such a unique approach to R&B, voice, incredible. But Coco Jones, I mean, that's such a hard category. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd have to take a lap. I had to, and then also Giveon has had a phenomenal year. Also, it's really, I mean, even Tiana Taylor with all the movie runs that she's in. I mean, I understand Leon Thomas, well deserved, but this is a really, really, really hard category. I'm so glad I was not in that room trying to make this decision. Progressive R&B album. This is probably one of my favorite categories ever because you don't think about progressive R&B in that way. In a lot of ways, R&B tends to feel more traditional in essence whenever you hear about it. So these categories are really fun because if you listen to these albums, they throw in a lot of influence from other places, and you can really, 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 really start to see the musicianship and the craftsmanship of some of these artists that in a lot of ways outperforms on a musical level some of the pop hits, some of like the pop R&B, pop heavy albums. I would have gone with Terrace Martin here or Bilal, but it is what it is. Best R&B song. I mean, was there a better moment for R&B than Folded by Kehlani? If you have something to say about that, then you're just biased. That song was everywhere. It's undeniable. Let's keep going. Best traditional R&B performance, Leon Thomas. See, this is what I mean. Like he has such a great traditional vibe, but he's just brand new still. So it's like breath of fresh air, but like the spirit of the past. It's so great. Although to be fair, Lala Hathaway, every time I see her name, I think about that Snarky Puppy performance where she sings two notes at the same time, and I watch that video probably once a month. It's nothing short of alien level skill. Best R&B performance, Folded, of course. Of course. I can't think of any. I mean, as much as I like Mutt and as much as I like, I like It Depends. I mean, it's a good category, but I mean, you're just not gonna touch what Folded did this year. It's impossible. Best alternative music album, The Cure. The Cure wins. Oh, I can't believe Hayley Williams didn't win this. This is crazy. Wow, this is the first big upset. Ego Death at the Bachelorette Party, such a brilliant concept. The way she delivered that information, her website, her advocacy. This is kind of insane. First snub of the night. Not that The Cure didn't deserve. The Cure is great. This is probably their first Grammy ever, probably. But Hayley Williams, robbed. Best alternative music. How good is this Cure record? I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it. Sorry, I haven't heard it. Because you're gonna beat out Hayley Williams and Bon Iver. I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna listen to the record. I'm gonna let you know. Best pop vocal album. Mayhem. This is very surprising. This is very, 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 very surprising. I love Gaga. She's immensely talented. Second to none. But Teddy Swims as a vocal performer, incredible. Even Miley Cyrus has some chops every now and then. Not that I would give Sabrina Carpenter or Justin Bieber like the best vocalist in the world, but they had arguably a better year than Gaga did. Justin Bieber, again, with a cult following. Sabrina, still on a roller coaster run with Short and Sweet, and then following up with this. I'm surprised. This is a little surprising. Best pop duo performance, Defying Gravity. Oh wow, Wicked got it. That's pretty great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Best pop solo performance, Messy. I just got into Lola Young recently, and she's incredible. She's incredible. She has a song called Why Do I Feel Better When I Hurt You? So good. So good. I'm surprised that Chappell Rowan didn't get it with how passionate her fan base is and who she is overall, and the traction that she's been getting. Kind of crazy. Shout out to Lola Young though. Incredible talent. Best new artist. Listen, Olivia Dean is nothing short of an incredible talent. Olivia Dean should 100% win this category. Her album, The Art of Loving, has been on repeat since it came out. I was anticipating it for like weeks before. She is probably my favorite artist of 2025. She's without a doubt incredible. And my hot take is that I understand why The Art of Loving is not on the Album of the Year category, but without a doubt, The Art of Loving should be on Album of the Year. I get the politics. A new artist can't be on the Album of the Year contender. At least I don't think they can. I don't think it's ever happened, and I think they do that on purpose. She could 100% have won Best New Artist and also won Album of the Year. That's how passionate I feel about Olivia Dean and her music. Tough category though. I mean, look at this. Tough. Song of the Year, Wildflower. Again, kind of shocking here. I could have seen this go to Anxiety. I could have seen this go to Bad Bunny. I could have seen it go to Luther. Okay. I mean, Billie Eilish is a powerhouse too. I'm just saying, a little surprising. Let's go to the main ones. Album of the Year. Debí tirar más fotos. Listen. GNX would have probably been the only other contender here. And as big as that cultural moment was, I think that Bad Bunny has done the work, and Bad Bunny and what he represents to Latin people, the run that he's been on, how his music has transcended and affected culture in many ways, nothing short of extraordinary. Well-deserved Album of the Year. My own personal preference, if a Bad Bunny had been going against Olivia Dean, I would have chosen The Art of Loving. Do not revoke my Latino membership. It's just my own personal preference. But Baile Inolvidable, Magic. Record of the Year, Luther. This is where it's hard. Record of the Year. I could have seen it go to Chappell. I could have seen it go to Doechii. I could have seen it go to Bad Bunny. Hard pick here. Hard pick. What do you guys think? What would you like? So far, by just glimpsing at it, it feels like the Grammys got it pretty good. There was only a couple categories where I'm like, man, this was either very difficult or like I just don't agree. By and large, the last year in music has been diverse and pretty interesting. Hopefully this year we get a lot more excitement. We've got J. Cole dropping in a couple days. We've got a Bruno Mars project in a couple weeks. I'm sure as momentum keeps picking up, we're gonna start to see some more great music come out of the woodwork. So I'm excited for that. Let me know what you guys think. The Generous Degenerates, talk to me. Tell me what you guys think about all of these. Maybe we can even talk about the performances, because I did see some of them. I've got thoughts, but I just wanted to go over the list overall with you guys. Until then, please like, share, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Do you like what we're creating? Tell us if you don't, just for the momentum boost and the algorithm. Until then, see you guys. Peace.